All right, let's call the meeting to order. It is 6:30.
Yeah.
Let's do our Pledge of Allegiance and then we'll do a prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, one and indivisible.
Justice for all.
I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Who'd like to say the prayer?
Father God, we come to you. Thank you for the many blessings that you have done, blessings that you're doing, and blessings that you will do in our lives. Dear God, we ask that you lead us, guide us, and protect us in this walk. Guide our hearts, our minds, our bodies, and our souls. These blessings I ask in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Let's do our roll call.
Bud Marandino, Ward 1.
Jim Wright, Ward 3.
Connie Clayton, Ward 2.
Sherry Mitchell, Mayor.
Roger Manette, Ward 1.
Jeff Thibodeau, Ward 3.
All right. The only person that's absent is Stephanie.
Doctor.
Dr. Stephanie? Oh,
She had to go to
yeah.
the doctor.
Any conflict of interest statement? Any citizens' comments?
No, Mayor.
All right. Up for review, approval, consent items. Can I have a motion?
Make the motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor of approving our consent items?
Aye.
Bud? No, Bud, me.
All right. Review approval action items. Consideration, discussion, approval for selecting a city council member to serve as the alternate representative for the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission. Can I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Right. Second.
Second.
Discussion.
Any discussion?
Jim Wright.
Jim
I'll
Wright.
nominate him.
And what is this?
It's basically to attend the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission meetings once a month.
Congrats. Very good.
All
Yeah,
right,
I
so,
attended one. I agree to do that. It's,
any
is
more
it-
discussion?
No.
That's it.
All in favor
Period.
of having Jim be our representative for the Southeast Texas Regional Planning Commission?
Aye.
Aye.
Choice.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Next item up for consideration, discussion, and approval, a resolution claiming select items as surplus and putting a value on the select items. Can I have a
Motion.
motion?
Bud, motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
yeah, just so everybody knows, most of this stuff is equipment that was stored down there in the water plant that was underwater during the flood. We wanted to get rid of it, consider just trashing it. It was recommended that we offer it up to our citizens for sale, and that's kind of what we're doing.
So it's for scrap,
For
basically.
scrap.
It could be, I mean, somebody that knows what they're doing, they could,
We're not gonna get in if it's a generator.
that's up to them. If nobody buys them, we'll put it in the dumpster,
Okay.
except for that trailer.
Now, do we need to put a minimum on them, Mayor?
Yes, we need to put a minimum on it, and then we can put it out for the citizens to either
So I'm
put a
gonna
bid.
suggest that we put a dollar minimum on everything except that trailer
Okay,
With the generator.
with the generator on it. It'll go as a combo.
11,
And that-
12, and 13.
That'd be $500 minimum.
All in
Is
favor?
that a
of-
fair price for all of it? I mean, that's.
Well, it's probably cheap, quite frankly. That's a tandem axle trailer.
And that's gonna be the minimum, so we
Yeah,
might get
for
1,000.
bookkeeping,
Good.
yeah, for bookkeeping purposes.
But we don't wanna put a dollar on it, somebody bid $2
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
take it. That's theory behind that.
$1 for everything else. Any more discussion? All in favor of doing $1 for all of the items on the list except for the generator trailer combo, which would be 500? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, now we're to our reports. You want to start, Jeff?
Sure. We have a lot coming up. There's a lot on the books as far as events goes. Firstly, the hearts and prayers go out to Ms. Verlis Johnson, who is our contact at the Nutrition for Seniors. She was supposed to be working Friday in Catherine's absence. I worked Thursday. She was going to work Friday, somebody else for Monday because Catherine's on vacation. And Miss Verlis's husband passed away Thursday night at home. So we don't know any of the particulars, but I know we're going to have a card signed here by the Lunch Bunch, and we're going to send it to her office, and maybe take up a small collection here, maybe a plant or something for her office, because she's instrumental in us doing what we're doing. We've got a regular bunch of anywhere from 11 to 13 people, Monday through Friday, and so it's viable. It seems to be great. It's got its own legs now, so it's looking good. Secondly, is coming up this Saturday is the citywide Easter egg hunt. It is sponsored by the church. It'll be on their property, but the events actually sponsored 1,000 of their pre-stuffed eggs, and that's just a show of favor for them allowing us to always use their building and always being there for us for the church. It was $250, and I got your permission to do that, so I wanted to keep the council updated on that. It was much appreciated. Pastor Ring said thank you very much, as well as his wife. The next thing is 1 week from this Saturday, April 26th, is our first annual Chef's Choice Community Cook-Off. It'll be held here. All of the entries will be with the table in the Bay Area outside. The judges will be in here. Everybody is encouraged to come and get a taste of it. It's going to be like Taste of the Triangle. So you'll have a punch card for $10, and you'll go to each of the places that you want to sample, and they'll punch your card. You'll get 10 punches. And all the proceeds will go to not only cover the cost of the event, but cost of future events if we have a surplus. So it should be a neutral thing. We've got $25 per entry and $10 per everybody who comes in for 10 tastes. So everybody who's bringing food is required to have at least 100 3-ounce servings. So that'll be enough to go around. How much are the punch cards? The punch cards are $10. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure if it'll be punch cards or a bingo stamp, some kind of way that will mark it in a way that it's identifiable. We've secured our 3 judges. It'll be Chris Gonzalez. It will be Brandon Willis, which he insisted on coming, and then Kate Carroll will be here. And she's excited about it. Brandon can't wait. He's hungry already, he said. So that'll be a good one. And then our garage sale, our community-wide garage sale will be May 3. And we've already got our dumpsters set up to be here in the morning and be picked up before the sun goes down. And we'll have somebody monitoring that so that we don't have contraband that goes in there, the paints and the oils and things that shouldn't go in there. We're going to try to have that monitored at least. And then
What's the date on that again?
May 3, May the 3rd. That's the Saturday after Easter. So Saturday before Easter is Easter egg hunt. The Saturday after is the cook-off. The following Saturday is the garage sale. And also the same day of the garage sale, May 3, I believe Hardin Jefferson's having a school ballot. Yeah. And we're hosting that here, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so Hardin Jefferson will be on the inside, and then I suggest we bring our excess materials, what we're bidding on. We can bring that right up here into the bay. I've actually rented. I thought I was renting the whole building, but it seems like this part of the building will be occupied. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff outside in the bay. When I close my shop down, I've got shelves and shelves and shelves full of stuff. And I'm going to bring that up here. They've got my checks. I've got to rent it for the outside. But y'all are welcome to bring the surplus materials up here. And
The surplus stuff, where did you want it? We were talking about putting it up here.
yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
in the bay.
Yeah, there's plenty of room. Plenty of
Okay,
room.
all of, even the trailer?
Absolutely.
Sure.
All right.
Absolutely. And that way, everybody comes by here to go to the back. It'll be front and center. We'll have,
Okay,
And you'll have your map people out. in
the
front
map
here.
people will be out here. Of course, the map will be live online as well, as it was last time. As people register, there'll
there's
be,
a Hardin Jefferson school vote here? Is that
Yes.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They're gonna come in the Friday night
And set it up.
and set up so that they can get started early in the
Who we
morning.
voting?
We had.
I don't like that guy keeps posting on
They
Facebook.
thought, they were actually calling about council elections,
Oh,
and I told them that we're not there yet. and
Right.
They need to call back.
That's
Very
my
good.
daughter. She teaches there.
okay. Any questions about anything we have going on?
Good job.
I'll pull the trailer up here if you need somebody to pull the
Yeah,
trailer.
it-
But I'll have to do
but,
it ahead of time.
Yeah, Charlie's kind of coordinating that. We'll
Okay,
let you.
I'll get with you.
Perfect.
Roger,
Okay.
do you have a report, Roger?
I do not.
Lonnie, you have a report?
Nothing to report.
Jim?
No, just fixing leaks and paying, yeah,
Plugging
plugging holes. It's a typical month. We had a little couple of expenses popped up,
All right.
but not anything wild.
Bud, you have a
Yeah.
report on the roads?
Okay, so the roads, here's where we're at there. I talked to Jody. He was gonna bring some base down to put 4 inches of base at the U-turn at the end of the boulevard on the west end. And it got sidetracked. They had to use it somewhere else. They had a road problem, so he didn't get it out here yet, but it's coming. He wants to get that there so it can get packed before they come back and put top on top of it. We have one work order in with the county for a ditch on Moss Hill to turn that corner on Moss Hill going on the, it's on the south side of Moss Hill, going to River Bend and turn to the left. The water can't get out from there. So anyhow, we're gonna see if we can get that. That new house was built there.
Okay.
I went over there and checked it.
Okay.
To make sure it wasn't wash out in the ditch that was, because I was gonna tell them, hey, man, you're gonna have to dig this ditch out. But it wasn't, it's just the deteriorated ditch. So we have a work order in for that. That's the only work order we have in with the county. And then DD6, I'm glad to announce that we finally got the easement on Sweet Gum for the west side of Sweet Gum. DD6 immediately got out here, and they've already cleared that ditch. Like a half a day, the first day, halfway, the next day, done, around the corner. So, and they got the machine waiting to get out of here. So, yeah, they did it. That was fantastic. So, the only thing that bothered us there is a flash flood, that ditch block, and a lot of houses over here. Some houses go to that ditch over there, but some of the houses on Sweet Gum, Black Gum, some of those houses, they go to that ditch going out to the bayou. And if it can't get out, it can't get out.
So over there on River Bend, did we ever get that addressed?
Yes, it's
That's all
clean.
fixed, too.
They came out, the county came out. I'll just call it snaked it out, and there was some limestone in there, which meant that possibly that 40 or 50-year-old culvert, it's concrete that's in there that I didn't even know was in there, possibly separated or cracked. So there could be limestone that's where it's got to be coming from. It's coming from the
Right.
road base. So barring the road caving in, we're just going to keep an eye on it. I went by there after the last heavy rain we had, and the water went right out. So hopefully with the water pushing when we have these big rains, it'll keep it flushed out, and hopefully, we don't want to tear up Riverbend. We don't want to dig up Riverbend if we don't have to. But
Right.
we don't want a car to fall in a hole over there either. So, but there wasn't much, not a lot of limestone. So maybe it'll fit. It's been there forever.
Let's keep an eye on it, and time will tell.
Maybe if it plugs up again, we'll know we got a serious problem. And other than that, I can't think of anything else, huh, Mayor?
I've got a question for you. What's the protocol on a stopped-up culvert? Is that on the homeowner, or is that
It's something that we put a work order in for, and they
Okay.
bring a machine out and they jet it. They
Okay.
jet it, kind of like rotor,
Yeah.
but it backflows it, and then they'll clean the ditch out. But we need to have enough of them,
Mhm.
and then it does. I've seen them do it in Lumberton before, and they've gone out and jetted the culverts and didn't dig the ditch out. Well, the culvert immediately filled back up with mud. You know, this much of the top of the culvert was sticking out.
Yeah.
And so they jetted out. Well, the culvert's empty, but the ditch is nowhere for the water. It's just full of water.
So is that the same company, the same entity doing it?
That's the county.
That's the county doing
Yes.
the ditches, doing the roto rooting and the digging.
Well,
Depending on the ditch.
the DD6 does the main ditches, the
Yeah.
cross ditches, the big ditches, the side ditch. DD6 is responsible for those. They're out here every time. When we have a big rain, you see blue trucks out here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have lots of money, okay, and they put boots on the ground. We have a guy that's assigned to our area for DD6. Unfortunately, the county, not so much as far as being spread out over a lot of square miles with not a lot of workforce. So we put work orders in, and what I've been trying to do is we had around 50 work orders in for them to do, and I talked to them, and they said, we don't even know where to start, okay? So we did away with all those work orders and started over, and, you know, the squeaky wheel, we'll go look at it and see, you know, if there's something that we can do, but we're not going to dig out somebody just because they got a little bit of water standing after it rains, as opposed to like up over here will be the next project is on the corner of, what's that little street right there on the boulevard?
Village Lane?
Yeah, Village Lane.
Village.
That brown house, man, it's full of water. That ditch needs to be dug out because Sabrina had called in and got the county to tear out a culvert going into the main ditch over there. So it's opened up, but that side of the street can't get over to it. So we got to fix that and get that side of the street because it just fills up with water. It goes all the way up on the road when we have a big rain. So that's the kind of stuff we're looking at. If we can identify those kind of things, then we'll work on those worst things and not overload them with work orders. You know, we're just trying to, you know, we're just beggars. You know, we're just kind of at the end of the food chain. We're just, you know, can you help us? Can you help us? So if we bombard them with work orders, then, you know, we'll probably end up not getting a whole lot done. We'll probably get less done if we do that. But the roads, and as far as that other road project where they're going to tear the roads out and redo the end of the end of Chimney Rock. I was trying to say Chimney Rock. Okay, so that west end of Chimney Rock, east end of Chimney Rock, you don't have to write west, east, just put east. So the east end of Chimney Rock, they're going to grind that up and redo that whole section, that block, kind of like your street. It's not quite as bad as your street was.
Yeah.
Your street was horrible, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
So it's nothing there. You know, it's rocks. You know, so we're going to try to get that done. And then we got Thousand Oaks over there that's been a problem ever since we did the roads again, because the road people use that road a whole lot with their equipment, and they smash that down. So they're going to go in and bust that out and dig where it's caved in, where the big holes are at. They said it won't do any good just to put something over the top of it. It'd just be a Band-Aid and it'll happen again. So they're going to dig a couple of places out, put some cement stabilized sand in there and some limestone, and then fix it correctly.
Very good.
And I don't think they're going to go, we don't know how far they're going to go for sure. I know they're going to go from Sweet Gum to River Bend, but we're hoping that they go all the way to like Jim's house. They'll probably just carry on, you know, when they're going right there, because it ain't that far, you know. They got to go here, so maybe they'll go ahead. They're not under contract to do that. The money that y'all approved for them to do the road work before, the $20-something thousand, that will probably come in less than what the council approved for them to buy material.
Yay.
So then if we can run it out further while they're here, we'll run it out further while they're here, you know, whatever they can do. But that
Perfect.
concludes my speech.
I have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion too.
Second.